Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Anny Egalite here. Today we are going to be talking about Prince Harry once again. I know so many people are now bored of hearing things about Prince Harry and Meghan. Every headline is about Harry and Meghan, and it's not always the best news about them. But in this instance, we see Prince Harry in court with the Mirror Group newspapers, and he seems determined and deeply hurt, as described by the judge and the barrister who probed him, the barrister for Mirror Group newspapers, Andrew Green Casey. He's one of the best lawyers in the land, but he couldn't help but notice that Prince Harry was motivated by something, even though he couldn't provide concrete evidence in court. You could see that he is motivated. Normally, a layman who think obviously that Prince Harry is trying to revenge his mother's death, because we all know Princess Diana died in a ghastly motor accident, and Prince Harry can't stop blaming the press, the paps, for chasing them on up to the point where they had that accident. And in his book, he revealed that there was this guy who was taking care of him, and then he asked him to help him investigate his mother's death. So the guy brought him some documents, and when he looked at the pictures, he saw light on his mother's body on the picture, and he couldn't help but notice that the paparazzis continued harassing her even when she was dead. They kept harassing her. So that's why Prince Harry, anyone who thinks that Prince Harry is determined to go after the press to revenge his mother's demise. But then I have taken time to read his book Spare, and I found five main reasons why I think Prince Harry is determined, is motivated to bring down the British press. As in his own words, he claims that his life has been made miserable and his personal life and privacy has been intruded from childhood to adolescence and to adulthood by the British press and tabloids. So he wants this to stop. That's why he made another statement that in court, that for how long are they going to continue doing this, having blood on their fingers? Who is going to help to put this madness to a stop? Prince Harry wants this to stop. Okay, we aren't going to go into his own recent outings because it contradicts his fight. His fight might be genuine, like he's fighting for the press not to hack people's phones, not to take information about people and make their lives miserable. Some people end up taking their own lives. But in this instance, I just want to bring out five main reasons, five motives, 5 points which I feel are motivating Prince Harry to go after the British press and the tabloids. So the first reason is late Princess Diana's butler, Paul BURELL. This is a man whom Prince Harry and William, whom he refers in his books as Willie, his brother Prince William, Prince of Wales, called Paul BURELL as Mommy's friend, because Mommy had introduced the butler to them as a dear friend. So they knew that this man was really a genuine friend to their late mom. But while away in Australia or maybe in Lesotho, he saw that there were leaks of personal conversations in the newspaper which Princess Diana had. She made some confessions, and these confessions were leaked to the newspapers. And he kept wondering, where are these leaks coming from? But these leaks came a few weeks or few months before Paul BURELL came forth with his tell-all memoir. His tell-all memoir was going to be about late Princess Diana, Prince Harry's mommy. He was outraged, he was livid, he called his dad and told his dad that he wanted to be on a flight, the next flight to England to confront Paul Burrell. But he was prevented and he was talked out of it by his brother, Prince William. So normally, the royal family has this motto: never complain, never explain. So Prince Harry couldn't do anything other than talking to his brother and his dad. Obviously, they had a joint front against the matter, and he said he had wanted to face Paul Burrell and ask him, were you not my mother's best friend, my mother's dear friend? How could you do this to my mom? You are a snake, But he didn't have that opportunity to face Paul Burrell. So he said Paul Burrell was so lucky to run away from this, to escape. He was so lucky to have a perfect escape from that problem. So that is why that's one of the reasons why Prince Harry is determined to go after the press. Because normally, think about it, how can you have someone introduced to you by your parents, your mom or your dad, as their dear friend, and immediately they pass on? This dear friend is the one leaking personal conversations that he had, or personal confessions that he had recorded from their dear friend, your mom or your dad, to the press. You will be outraged, you will believe it. So Prince Harry is right for going after the press in this circumstance. Number 2 is the press intrusion into Lumbila farm in Australia. Prince Harry had taken a gap year to go off to another place, another country, and learn cultures and learn other things. So he chose to go to Australia, to a farm owned by Noel and Anne. Noel's father had worked with Prince Charles, and Anne was friends with Princess Diana. So he was in the right place. He felt at home. They treated him so well, but it was a farm, so he had to do farm work, take care of the cattle, make sure the animals were well fed, and he learned a lot. He said they were a very welcoming and warm family. He had a very nice time, and he made a new friend in this family because their son George became his friend. While there, he had a very nice time. It was a farm, and he felt at that point that, okay, I've escaped the press for some time and I feel really happy. But news went far and wide, and one day a guy was caught trying to break into the farm. So at that time, they had to take Prince Harry out of the farm. He reveals that they were so nice to him. This was a very nice family. They were nice to him. He never wanted the press to disturb these people, so he had to leave. Prince Harry went back to the UK. But this is another instance. It means Prince Harry cannot have a normal life like everyone else, and this is what he has always wanted. He wants to live a normal life. Of course, he says that he's the spare, he's not the heir. But why is it that the press is always after him? They are always looking for something about Prince Harry so they can spin and have clicks and sell their papers. It's all about the money. So Prince Harry doesn't like this, and normally anyone wouldn't want them being traced, being tapped, being hacked by the press. Of course, nobody wants that. The third reason why I feel that Prince Harry is so determined to bring down the British press and the tabloids is because of his experience in Lesotho. Lesotho was the epicenter of the AIDS pandemic. The cause for the fight against AIDS and the provision of medication for AIDS patients was a deep and passionate cause for his late mom, Princess Diana. So he took over the mantle when his mother passed away. So this was very dear to him and very close to his heart. So when he went to Lesotho, he saw that so many kids were running helter-skelter looking for their mommy or their daddy who had died from AIDS and HIV. So he saw the suffering, he saw the misery, he saw the hunger, he saw everything, and he was touched. He wanted to shed more light on AIDS. So he thought that at this point, even though I'm running away from the press and the tabloids, I might have to collaborate with the press. So he invited a reporter to come and see what's going on so he can talk about it. And many people around the world are going to be interested in helping people who are suffering with AIDS and orphans who have lost their parents to AIDS. So this reporter came over, he went with Prince Harry. He purposely took him to a point, like a hill, so that he can see from there. You can see like everything in the valley. You can see the suffering, you can see people. So he wanted the reporter to have that first-hand experience. But do you know what? This reporter wasn't interested in the suffering or about AIDS. He was interested in probing Prince Harry so he can get some headlines for their newspaper. And of course, it's all about the money. The newspapers want to sell their papers. They want clickbaits for people to click and watch the news. They want people to be interested in watching anything that's wrong. And Prince Harry made a statement, bad news sells, of course. So this reporter didn't focus on probing Prince Harry about what he was called in for. He started talking about, he probed Prince Harry and he went up to the point that, are you thinking about her? And Prince Harry said, who? He said, your mom, of course. Like, how can he do that? And Prince Harry was sad for a moment, but he wanted to divert the question, the matter at hand. But this reporter kept on and probed about the page 3 girl that Prince Harry had met in a nightclub in London. So this takes me to the fourth point why I feel Prince Harry is determined to bring down the British press and the tabloids. The fourth point, Prince Harry had jetted back to London from Australia. So he spent about 2 nights going to club, back and forth. And the third night, he went to club. When he went to club, he met a pretty girl. He said, of course, he knew that the girl was one of the page 3 girls. A page 3 girl was used by Rupert Murdoch on his paper, on The Sun. In page 3, there was always a topless model on page 3. So this girl happened to be one of those models. Prince Harry talked with her and he said that the girl was fun and she was smart, but he never had anything to do with the girl that night. After leaving the club, on his way back, he was in unidentified police car, and while they were going home, a strange black Mercedes came in from nowhere, from the pavement, and started chasing them, and they almost had a near catastrophic accident. So the next day, Prince Harry looked at the headlines, and the near catastrophic accident in which Prince Harry was involved in wasn't mentioned. They instead focused on Prince Harry meeting a page 3 topless model. You see, the press, they don't care. It's all about the clicks and all about the money. So that's why Prince Harry was outraged again. He was flabbergasted and livid at the same time. How can they not notice that life is more important than meeting a page 3 topless model? He said he didn't do anything with her, but the news headlines were Prince Harry met a page 3 model and supposedly kissed her. And they say, how can he fall for a falling woman? Those were the headlines. You can all see that. He's got a genuine cause. He's got a genuine fight to go after the press and the tabloids. But it depends on how he is doing it. How is he doing it? The fifth point why I feel that Prince Harry is so determined to go after the press is the name that the press gave him, and it seems to have stuck forever, because recently I've been seeing the same name being used on Prince Harry. After his court case, this name was used to describe Prince Harry. Prince THICKO. This name came forth when Prince Harry had an art project in his school, in Eton School. So he was accused by his art teacher of cheating. So Prince Harry proved that he didn't cheat on this project, and he also said, how can one cheat on an art project? Of course, how can one cheat on an art project? So the next day, after he was accused by his teacher of cheating on that art project, the news headlines spinned it in their favor as usual, for clicks and for likes and for people to buy their papers, and it's all about the money, So they refer to Prince Harry as Prince THICKO. Prince Harry can't, he's a cheat, he is dumb prince. They kept repeating all this, and Prince Harry, because of the palace, the royal family's motto, never complain, never explain, Prince Harry couldn't react to this. This is something that he knew that he didn't do, and he was just 18. He was an 18-year-old boy. So when he talked to his family, his dad, his brother, and never complain, never explain. So Prince Harry had to just sit back and watch the press insult him and disrespect him and trash him. Of course, would you want that to happen to you? No, no one wants that to happen to them. Like, every time you're accused of something, you want to prove that you were right in the first place. You want to prove your innocence. So Prince Harry is not just going to the court to fight the press and also to fight the tabloids. He is deeply hurt by all the intrusions by the press and the tabloids, and how they also pursued his mother to her early grave. He is determined. So that's the reasons why Prince Harry is focused. He is determined to bring down the British press.